Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the Nexus Gaming Series. I'm your host, DB Smiley, bringing you a pretty important matchup here in Division C East. Forgive the awkward noise for a moment. There we go. Getting my microphone nice and centered. Here between LuBu and Do It Right, as we showed in the standings, pretty important match in terms of playoff seeding at the moment. Both these teams tied for 4th place, wanting to improve their seed. The domination could potentially move them up into a top 3 seed situation. Taking a look at the map, first map, Battlefield of Eternity, as you heard, picked by Do It Right. We saw bans onto Dragonshire, Sky Temple, Tomb, and Towers of Doom. So there we see the ETC ban, as expected. ETC has just become very prevalent in the meta, probably the only more prevalent tank that I've seen lately. Pardon me, has indeed been, not Diablo, but Joanna. But, that said, this is not Joanna's best match. She doesn't really contribute too much to the burn. You know, Diablo and ETC are kind of better for cutting people off. We are seeing a Vala ban now, and Vala has been climbing kind of up a bit with some of the recent changes. Still not extraordinarily popular, but very popular on this map specifically. And there we see a Kel'Thas ban. Vala currently still at 18% popularity rate. Now, first pick, gonna be Raynor, gonna contribute to the burn. Expect to see the talent chosen that improves Muradin's burn rate. See if that indeed does come. Whitemane, a very, very early Whitemane pick. And then Jaina. So, Do It Right picking certainly a comfort there in Whitemane. I don't know if you need to pick Whitemane that early. I'm rather skeptical, in fact, that you do need to pick it that early. The Jaina can make sense to pick this early if you want team fight, but of course it limits. With already kind of a tank choke coming in, now you're giving up Artanis. There's a lot of burn on the other side, and my guess is Greymane gets banned out here. So this could become problematic. We'll see. What's the ban gonna be? Presumably they want to get Ronan onto Arthas, and Arthas pairs extremely well with Jaina and with Whitemane. So if they're not as worried about burn, they could focus on just banning the Arthas here, which is really the best tank for, excuse me, Do It Right at the moment. I am just coughing and snorting and sneezing all over the place. Forgive me, everyone. It's going to be a Zeratul ban. Worried about the VP setup. I'd expect to see an Arthas here. They're going to get Varian first. I guess they don't need to pick Arthas here if they want to hide it. Well, I doubt they're going Arthas now. Varian Tyrael. Interesting. Tyrael definitely could help out a bit with the support. But I'm trying to figure out, like, what's their angle here. I expect that to be a taunt Varian. Who knows, though? Could be Colossus Smash.
The wait is over.
And there's a good, healthy amount of burn. Tyrande gonna help with the burn. Cassia gonna be able to help both with the burn as well as with the team fight. I like the Tyrande pick. Going to add, you know, the armor reduction, but also just able to get pretty consistent stacks off, or not stacks, CDR on her heal around the Immortal. Last pick is a Zul'jin. I gotta be honest, it's a very strange draft out of Do It Right, which, granted, they're the kind of team that has drafted a bit strange in the past, and it's worked for them, but just, I don't know. I mean, take a look, you know, Lady Ronin has played some, well, here, I'll just pull up the player profile. I don't know why I'm talking when I could just show. Lady Ronin on the white main here, loading, you know, some interesting heroes. Hasn't always played healer. Yeah, Tyrande does not double his DPS. She's reasonably low healing damage output until 16. It's more just that she's extremely good on this map with the CDR, as well as with the armor reduction. The CDR on her heal is guaranteed with the objective. She doesn't really add as much damage as... If damage were your priority, for example, Monk would be better. Ana is about the same, typically less the way most play per player, but she can be about the same. Anduin can be insanely high damage if you play him right. But yeah, jumping into the game.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
Taking a look at these two teams here. And on the left side, we're going to see LuBu. And introducing them, we're going to have Shriekwing playing Tyrande, Bandit playing Raynor, Alan Hicks on Artanis, Makrata going to be on Joanna, and VDZ on the Cassia. And over here on the right, it's Do It Right, Ronin going to be on Tyrael. We're going to have Lady Ronin on white main, Iceman going to be on Zul'jin, Tantrum going to be playing Jaina, and Hannibal going to be playing Varian. Like, Tyrande can bring burst damage with Lunar Flare, but the main reason you take the Lunar Flare talent really isn't for the stacking damage, it's just for the added range. The stacking damage is kind of a nice little bonus, but it's not game-breaking. But, out of the gate, Alun's chosen, not a surprise. Raynor going Exterminator, not a surprise. Amateur opponent, not a surprise. Laws of Hope, makes sense. It's never a bad pick, it's just that there are times where And then Cassie actually going with Seraph's Hymn, which is interesting. On the other side, we have a Martyrdom white main. I have not seen Q build white main in a while. I'm about to get an education in a new white main build. Martyrdom can still pair with High Inquisitor. So we'll see if High Inquisitor's a pick, or if in fact we see the Q mana reduction. Meanwhile though, already camp being started here. Ronin gonna spot this out, but the 4-man not super strong yet. Ronin actually quite low. Fen coming out doing quite a bit of damage. Camp was captured by LuBu. Do It Right, having to back off now. Ronin stepping up to grab that globe. Taking a lot of damage in return, though. But at the moment, obviously the goal for Do It Right is to try to get Zul'jin stacked up early. So far, having a hard time stepping up, though. Alun's chosen blown a bit early here. Good Lunar Flare. As Lady Ronin will not... basically is almost out of mana before the first objective, which that's just the white main story. Until level 4, things kind of suck from that end. Meanwhile, Variant starting this camp up top while Alan Hicks clears the lane. I think he's gonna sniff this out though. Bruiser camp's being picked up here by both teams. Tyrael in the bottom. Variant has not committed to that camp. Alan Hicks may try to sneak it. He has the amateur opponent. He could do it. The level 4 talents here. We're going to see a blue immortal on bottom, red immortal on top. As up here in the top now, rotation potentially coming up to Hannibal. Hannibal gonna have to back up.
I shall purge your evil.
Let's see how this gets played at the moment. Hannibal going C-smash. Oh no, no he isn't. I only saw the one blade. We have a twin blade variant, guys. Let the memes begin. We do get High Inquisitor
I must take up a new position.
out of White Mane. But pretty even on burn so far. Slight lead to blue team. They should win this, just given given who they have on their team. That said, it's rather close, and Immortal gonna have next to no shields. But it is indeed LuBu gonna win this one.
Radiates through this land.
Up here in the top, where the Immortal's gonna go, we see two solo laners going to their lanes.
To me, mortals.
Tantrum stepping up very aggressively, trying to get those shields down early. Down they go, so the Immortal does have to walk up to the wall to melee. That makes him somewhat easier to kill. Immortal quite low. Wall is down, though. So let's see what LuBu's able to do with this. Do it right on the chase. Zul'jin not stacking super quick at the moment. Worth noting. Only up to 3 stacks. And possibly playing the siege camp here. Iceman gonna check it and start it. Rest of the team rotating in. This could get contested, though. Streakwing on the way up. One Immortal. There's a big fend. A huge fend, actually. Jaina gets annihilated off the backside of that fend. Lunar Flare hits too. And that will be LuBu taking the top siege camp. Variant starting the bottom at the moment. LuBu staying top, though. Know they want to push in with this camp, see if they can get the fort down with it. Send on to Ronan there, but he's going to be able to walk out of that one pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Artanis with the nifty swap there on the Hannibal. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh, Ronan is low. He goes down. He goes down on the retreat to Raynor, and that is unfortunate. 2 kills now to the side of LuBu as they are looking pretty strong in the game right now. Varian has mostly cleaned up these Impalers and bot. Level 7s are here. We do have Zealous Spirit, so White Mane going to be able to heal herself with that. And that's useful because that's going to potentially be her healing 4 people at 16 with Radiance. Is always quite strong. We're going to have offensive burn positions to start. And as you can see now, the race really starting to come online here for LuBu. They get a pretty big lead, almost 3,000 HP. No level 10s though yet, so there's a decent time to fight if you're on the side of do it right. They are defensive positions. Joanna stepping up, looking for the engage. But so far, just some side soak happening here by both teams. 4v4 engage. Swap is a swing and a miss. Hannibal stepping up now, needs to be careful. Joanna coming in. Iceman getting swapped into the back line. That's not a good situation to be in. White Mane throwing out the heals there. Getting some good heals out with that E, but oh no, Zul'jin's gonna go down right after. Varian, excuse me, and that is level 10 now for the side of LuBu, so do it right. Very much on the back foot at the moment. Down 4 kills to 0. Alan Hicks making sure to aggro that camp, that way they can steal the camp. Very good awareness. And with the level 10s, we see Valkyrie, Shadowstalk, Hyperion, Depression Pulse, and Blessed Shield, excuse me. So now we see, push onto the wall, which was already softened up here. Ronin, not sure what he thought he was going for there, because even if he blinks out, I still think he dies. Was, okay. Unfortunate, it happens. But keep wall coming, this Immortal still has shield. Hyperion gonna help siege this up. Gate about to drop. Front wall is down. Immortal still with shields, moving on to core. And with this Artanis and Raynor, they should absolutely be able to get this suppression pulse coming down. Gonna stall this even longer. Still no level 10s here for Do It Right. Varian trying to fight a top, and there it is. They finally do get level 10s, but not before they lose their keep. As we might see a rotation onto Varian under this fort up here. Varian is going to be able to get away, but that is fort going down. Ultimates on the side to Do It Right. We got Salvation, we got Aegis, has Dingo, Water Elemental, and Varian going with Warbringer, the charging talent, as opposed to the Protected by the Way talent. Both teams picking up siege camps in opposite lanes, but actually an engage here, potentially into a fight by LuBu. They have a 4v5. Dingo's going to be used, but it's kind of stacked up with Scarlet Aegis and Invulnerable. And Iceman's still not leaving, but very low on stacks still, only up to 8 stacks. So pretty late in the game for that. Clean up this lane though. White Mane helping Varian clean up the top. LuBu doing their bruiser camp. They're holding it though. Gonna cap it late, making sure they get good vision. I like this call a lot. Tyrael could sneak over the wall though. He doesn't have Holy Ground, however, yet. Camp now being captured. We'll push up the bot lane, meanwhile top getting cleared out by Do It Right. LuBu rotating into burn position, ready to burn. They could annihilate this Immortal very quickly. As the Immortal already almost, Valkyrie's a swing and a miss there. The engage is coming. Halftime has been hit. Let's see if the ults come in. There's a suppression pulse hitting all 5 members. That's going to sustain for so long. Hannibal in a full retreat. Lady Ronin also trying to get out. Iceman is isolated from the rest of his team. VDZ, though, getting the focus target down below 200 HP, but is still alive all the same. Hannibal now retreating, has a shield to survive for the moment, but the Condemn comes in, and that's going to secure the kill onto Varian. So now LuBu with a big chance to run away with this, as now Red gonna have to respond to 2 catapults and a summoner camp on their core. Pardon me for the cough there. And once again, third straight Immortal won by LuBu, and 7-0 kills at the moment, so this is looking pretty dominant. It's gonna be hard for Do It Right to come back here. They're not gonna have level 13 in time to defend this Immortal as it approaches keep. So they're gonna have to defend down a talent here. 13 is not the biggest talent here, but it certainly would help. Valkyrie there onto Tyrael, gets swapped out, now drops the Sanctification, is alive. Aegis stacking up with Sanctification there, trying to spread that Zeal, but doesn't actually get it onto the primary target needed, which was Ronin there. And now Hannibal stepping up, getting condemned and blinded, and there's just so much blind with the Joanna and with the suppression pulse that it's just been very difficult for Do It Right to engage, and Varian chases and Varian gets dropped. There's a stun on the Iceman. Is the chase going to get there? It's not. Focus now onto Lady Ronin. Lunar Flare is going to hit, and down goes White Mane. And that should be the game. Ronin going to fall as well. And they turn their attention to the core. Its shields are down, and this will be GG. LuBu, dominant win. 10-0, 13-minute game. And they will take map number 1. Very dominant first game. Taking a look, I mean, you know, Zul'jin did a lot of damage, but it didn't translate into kills. There was a little bit of lack of focus. I don't like the Twin Blaze variant pick at all. Yeah, the white main build, I get the idea behind it. But yeah. With that, though, we're going to get set up for game number 2. Hopefully Do It Right can come back and play a bit stronger in that game, so we'll be right back here on the Nexus Gaming Series. Thank you for watching. That's right, everyone. I'm a gold pleb again. Welcome back, everyone. This is Gaming Series DB Smiley here, bringing you map number 2 between LuBu and Do It Right. And map 1 was all LuBu there. No questions, no ifs, ands, or buts, as Do It Right just couldn't seem to really do much right in that map. But we'll see if they can recover. The new map, new chance. Brax's Holdout, very draft-dependent map. Wave clear is very important, especially for dealing with the objective, so heroes like Gul'dan and Rag get a lot of primacy on this map that they don't get on many other maps, say for, you know, Infernal Shrines and things like that. Diablo banned out. Digging with the Devil's ban. And we have seen Diablo's popularity fall off a bit. Win rate down at only 43% relative to some other tanks, like Joanna, like ETC. Speaking of, ETC banned out there. Pardon me. But now, Anub'arak gonna get banned as well, so pretty significant tank choke. Does leave up Joanna. Garrosh can actually be strong on this map because of his resilience on the point, but also his ability to get separation. The lane length very short on this map when the forts are up, so we could see potentially a Garrosh pick. But otherwise, I'm not entirely sure what to expect at the moment. We just saw a Vala ban on Braxis, which makes sense. She's very strong in the 4-man. She's very good at poking out damage. Something that we've seen from Do It Right before. But they are going to prioritize getting onto Kael'thas. They're going to switch up the healer. Lady Ronin going to grab Kael'thas here. And there's Gul'dan Joanna. So as I mentioned, Gul'dan can be very strong on this map. His ability to clear the wave, push it out whenever the objective wave comes, he can push it out very effectively. Makratus sticking with that Joanna. We've seen it quite a bit from him at this point. Taking a look at those stats. Makrata doing quite well. 4 KDA, but only 5% time dead on Joanna. But there we see a Muradin and a Stukov. And the Stukov is an exceptional 4-man healer on this map. Plus, he can follow up on the, what you'll typically get is Muradin stun into Gravity Lapse, or Gravity Lapse into Muradin stun. Could go either way. Stukov can easily follow up on that with a root combo, or certainly a silence if nothing else. Zeratul banned out once again. Trying to keep Hannibal off that hero. Ban is going to come out here as the third ban. Are they going to tank? Well, are they going to support Joke? If so, what do they ban? It's going to be the Rhaegar. Trying to keep Shriek-Wing away from that hero. And Rhaegar is a okay healer on this map. Because he can be kind of manaless post 4 with Stormcaller. It can be strong on the map. I wouldn't say the strongest though. I'd still say Tehran very strong. Lucio very strong, Anduin very strong. We are going to get the Lucio from Shriek-Wing.
None shall flee my grasp.
And we have a Maiev, which was allowed through here. So VDZ going to get on to Maiev. They have a decent combo with it. I would say they don't have anything that is as strong as typically you'd want to see with the Maiev. By that I mean,
The hunt is
right now they have a lot of sustained damage. And speaking of sustained damage, Malthael and Lunara. And a Dahaka just picked in the Malthael. I think that's actually as I've talked about before, I think that's always a questionable pick, especially on this map where the solo lane is absolutely critical. Malthael can destroy Dahaka in the solo lane in most situations. So, kind of surprised to see Alan Hicks prioritizing that into the Malthael. But it takes a pretty monumental effort for Dahaka to beat Malthael in the solo. But with that, we're going to get set up here for the game. Taking a look, I mean, obviously, VDZ going to be a pretty important person here as far as deciding how this map goes. Whenever you have a Maiev, it really comes down to just how well that Maiev is played. And as we take a look, VDZ has played quite a bit of Maiev. Very high kill participation rate. Kind of a small hero pool by this point in the season. Not minuscule, but 5 is okay. Especially for an assassin. You don't tend to see too many assassin bans. But we'll see how it goes. Still though, getting set up for the game. The draft once again from Do It Right is a bit strange to me. Like I can get Kael'thas Lunara. The Malthael with Lunara is always an issue, and it's because you have so much poison damage, and they picked all that sustained poison damage into a Lucio. So it's we'll see how they do. At the moment, still loading up. It's gonna be a bit. It's actually my laptop that's having the loading issues, so apologies to both teams. I'm trying to get the double cast going, but you know, laptop doing not laptop things at the moment. Alright, it's starting to load. There we go. We're going to jump into this game, though. As we mentioned, LuBu up by 1, looking to close out the series here with the win. Take a gander at our two teams. As on the left side, we are going to have Makrita going to be on the Joanna. We're going to have Bandit on Gul'dan, Streakwing on Lucio, VDZ on Maiev. And up here in the top, we're going to have Alan Hicks on Dahaka. And over on the right-hand side, it's going to be Hannibal on Malthael. We're going to have Tantrum on Stukov. We're going to have Ronan on Muradin. We're going to have Lady Ronan on Kael'thas and Iceman on Lunara. Jumping down to this bot lane at the moment. Seeing where this goes. Gonna have to apologize as my laptop is... I'm trying to do the smooth transitions. It's not gonna happen. That teams just ignore it. Alright, they're not I can't whisper them, so just give me 1 second as I'm trying to contact both captains. They just really wish people would... Alright, pro tip. When your game's being casted, if your caster DCs, nobody gives a shit. Just play the game. Just play the game. Because, especially when you have two casters, just nobody gives a shit. So just play. It'll be fine. Everyone will be happy. So I'm trying to tell the teams to play the game, but the problem is that observers can't speak in game, which is problematic. So we'll see if we can get going here. Alright. So now we see VDZ come in with the tether, grabs 3 people, Lady Ronin a bit low. Actually going from a little low to quite low. Dugop gonna spread that healing. Level 1 talents, taking a look at him. We do see third wind. Stukov going with the E build, Lunar going with the Vision, on a Pale Horse chosen by Malthael, which is definitely going to allow him to freeze that lane, as Stukov gets pulled in by the Maiev Tether and finished off with a Fan of Knives there. Gul'dan already up to 5 stacks of Corruption. But up here in the top, Hannibal just needs to freeze the lane, honestly. Like, you don't even need to clear the minions, you don't even want to clear the minions, you just want to freeze the lane. But taking a look down here in the bottom, we can see just with Stukov dead, not a lot of healing throughput coming through down here. Here we go. Bottom gonna be grabbed. Top still being fought over. Actually, Alan Hicks managing to get onto the point there. Malthael gonna be able to stall it. Muradin neutralized out this point, but bottom camp is taken during that duration, and now Maiev rejoining. The LuBu off to a good start. Here comes Maiev, 2 tether. Lady Ronin gets killed there. Ronin gonna be able to escape. But those Maiev tethers being a bit of a problem at the moment. As we see Maiev, looks like she might rotate up. Gonna blink over the wall and possibly go in for a 2-for-1. Hannibal doing a good job not running away from the tether. But now, in a bit of trouble. Does have that self-healing, but should be able to escape. Meanwhile, though, with that, you need to move on to the point when you see someone top, and nobody did that on the side of Do It Right. Now Iceman is very low, and he's going to get polished off by Lucia there. 3v3 now here in the bot. This thing's going from bad to worse for Do It Right. LuBu looking very strong. Ronin does manage to cap the bottom point. There's a tether onto Stukov, forcing him to run in. Now the Fan of Knives, though, resetting. Ronin stacking up perhaps a little bit too much with Tantrum there. And that should allow a recap here on bottom. Malthael now up in the top, actually not beating Alan Hicks in lane. That, I mean, I gotta be honest, it's surprising, just because Malthael has typically has such an advantage over the Dahaka. Let's see. But at the moment, Muradin did Hearth. There's a tether, hits 3 with the corruption stack being absolutely bonkers. Lunara is going to go down, and LuBu is just playing so strong at the moment. Already up to 4 kills in this game. They don't have top cap, but again, that can just be attributed to the matchup of Dahaka versus Malthael. VDZ, though, going to rotate top. As a Malthael actually is hearthing, not perhaps recognizing the situation, to not go in to try to contest that. Ronin tries to contest on bottom, but doesn't get there in time, and so that's going to be 100 to 0 Zerg wave. And the Zerg wave here in bot, gonna need to be cleaned up. But I have to be careful cleaning it up. Maiev could jump in. Here comes the blink, grabs the tether, pulls Lady Ronin into the fort. Ronin now trying to escape is low. Gonna be able to do so, but man, this fort is falling so fast due to these Ultralisks and those Hydralisks. And VDZ playing very aggressive. There's a stun on the Bandit, gonna at least force a brief retreat. There's a tether, though, gonna pull Ronin back. He does have the Dwarf Toss, gets back over his wall. Living Bomb now onto Streakwing. He's gonna disarm it successfully. Top Zerg wave has died. Dahaka has cleaned it up. Now moving in on to Bandit. Bandit stepping up. Already halfway done on his corruption quest, though. Wave finally gonna get cleared up, but Botkeep Wally's already softened up here. Still 4 kills to 0. One level lead.
Thank goodness. We live another day.
But there we go. Ooh, Ronan just reposted in the wrong neighborhood. Down he goes. Was kind of playing with LuBu. LuBu didn't want to play though. Down goes Do It Right's tank. Camp gonna get grabbed. That is a camp steal. They did manage to grab the very, very powerful Firebat camp. Or not Firebat camp, Hellion camp, whatever they call it. Hellcat, I don't know. Whatever the walking Hellions are. VVZ may have been able to take that blink, but still pushing up with his camp. Now gonna mount and start walking away. Very close to level 10s. Could use their own camps to get there. Dahaka's still clearing up the camp here. Malthael, I'd like to see Malthael pressuring Dahaka there. I mean, you have minions under the towers to soak shots, and that's one of the things is that you win that 1v1 so hard that I would just like to see you pressuring that up. But not going to happen here. Malthael's still soaking top. Level 10s are here. Both camps going to be grabbed by LuBu. We got Sound Barrier, Horrify, Isolation, Bless Shield, and the Warden's Cage. Still no level 10s from Do It Right. They do have Iceman up clearing this lane, but Boss is going to be grabbed here. Doesn't look like Do It Right has any idea it's coming. Now starting to rotate up. We're going to arrive too late. And 2 not level 10 yet to make an impact. Boss taken in the top. And it will run down top lane. And Malthael not going to be able to defend that solo. They do grab bottom while Dahaka takes it. Ronan going to neutralize the top to prevent some channel progress here. The boss is pushing up with 4 members though. As this boss pushing in, sorry about that, just making sure my vertical level was right. Ooh, there's a big Horrify. Tantrum low, Tantrum gonna drop, the Bless Shield gonna help out with that. And Hannibal gonna be the next to fall. Dahaka dropping the silence onto Muradin, separating him out from the team. Lady Ronan about to die to poison damage. Is Ronan gonna be able to get out of this? There's a tether. Waiting for Dwarf Toss, not gonna come in time. Ronan goes down, 4 kills. Lunara, the only escapee. That is going to be top 4 going down. And LuBu on a tear. LuBu has a chance to push up. Already with all 5 up in this top lane with a full Zerg wave coming. They're going to ignore bot, try to push for keep, and they have an opportunity to end game here. So here comes that Zerg wave. Ronan stepping up. There's the tether onto Muradin. He's going to walk into the team to disarm the tether. There's a tongue separating Muradin out, though. He's going to dwarf toss away. Does have the avatar if needed. But the push onto this lane going quite effective at the moment. As apologies, once again, we're going to have to go back to the manual control we had a bit ago. And down goes Muradin. Lucio pushing in. Hannibal actually gets the flailing swipe but dives back in. There's a tether. No, doesn't hit. That is the keep down. It is 5v4, although Muradin back up in a second. Now it looks like we're getting a GG call. Lady Ronan still in base. Horrify coming in. Lady Ronan Still hanging out there. Lunara goes down. Meanwhile. But, that will not be the end of the game. Just yet.
It's the sciences to avoid this sort of thing.
So... Firebat camp gonna get taken. Bruiser camp getting grabbed. A full invasion here. They still have a Talontier advantage, so they could push up for this bottom. Top still being cleared up at the moment. But Hannibal is separated and will pay the iron price. That will be keep going down. Now 4v5 with the Talontier advantage. They have the vision camp. Keep in mind this camp does not give spell armor. It does give vision. Does not give spell armor. Ronan trying to get into the backline. Iceman as well, trying to get onto this Kale Toss. Leaping Strike going to be used. Less shield with a swing and a miss. Matt flailing swipe there, trying to separate out the members. There's a Horrify on the Stukov. Down he's going to go. The core shields are down and dropping. No, Stukov actually still alive at the moment. I spoke too soon. Last right going to try to kill VDZ. It does enable the kill onto VDZ. Still no stack. Macrotug going to go down. This core is down to 30%. Dahaka still on it. Gul'dan gonna step back up as well to chunk some damage out. 10% and falling. And looks like they're gonna get the core. So there we go. Quick domination victory on the side of LuBu. They are gonna win this series. And with that, we're gonna see if we can get anyone from LuBu in for a post-game interview, so stay tuned everyone. Thank you for watching. Welcome back, everyone. Next gaming series, DB Smiley here, and I'm joined by Alan Hicks and Streakwing of the victorious LuBu. Guys, how you feeling after that? It was a pretty dominant performance.
I can tell you we feel a lot better after that game than we did after playing Winky Face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a pretty dominant series. Only 2 deaths in the second game, no deaths in the first game. And that was, you know, those 2 deaths were on the terminal core dive. So,
yeah.
I mean, what do you guys attribute that to? Just the overall domination? Just better preparation, you think? Or, you know, what are your thoughts?
I think in game 1, our race was just way better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were other contributing factors, but that was a big reason that I think we got a big early game lead was being able to push those immortals. And in the second game, I just think our early game had way more kill potential. I even said it in the loading screen that like between Lucio, Johanna, Maiev, that if Lunara or anyone oversteps, we can just kill them. And that is definitely what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can elaborate, we if you look at the draft for the first game, you know, we picked Raynor first pick, and then I think we know they're probably going to go Zul'jin because we know they like that character. They would either go Zul'jin or Vala, and we'd ban the Vala out. So we felt like they were definitely going that. We grabbed the Johanna, and we had stuff that would shut that down.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd started with a Rainer, which can go for a burn build with Exterminator, or can go for a team fight build with Ace in the Hole. And then they just drafted another race comp. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
draft like a team fight comp. I
Right.
think if they'd come at us with, a team that's built around blowing up heroes, and instead of racing, elected to fight, it could have gone better for them. And in game two, I felt like we just had the better draft overall again. Like Jeremy there, Streakwing was saying, they were pretty weak in the bottom lane early game.
Mm-hmm.
Very squishy, and we held our solo laner pick until the very end to know definitively what their solo laner was going to be. It sure wasn't going to be Lunara or
Right.
KT.
Out of
So we knew what it was going to
curiosity,
be, and
well,
picked against.
if I can elaborate on that, typically when you see a Malthael, Dahaka actually loses pretty hard in lane. All skill level, assuming skill levels are equal, Dahaka tends to lose pretty hard in solo lane to Malthael. So what was the thought process behind the Dahaka there?
I'll give you a clue here. Dahaka loses solo lane to Malthael on maps where you do not have to fight outside of the minion wave. Inside the minion wave, those additional minions give Malthael enough healing that he will out
Mm-hmm.
perform Dahaka. But on point control maps like Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout, where you typically have long fights over that point, where he can only feed off of Dahaka. If you go in with, full essence, especially at level 7, once you grab the cooldown reduction on your drag,
Mm-hmm.
Dahaka will stomp him.
Well, I think also part of that is on a pale horse as opposed to the speed. So typically when I do that matchup as Malthael, I go the movement speed talent at 1, the activatable.
Right.
And I think that could have played out. But anyway, I'm going to have to wrap it up there. So thank you guys for letting me cast. With that, shoutouts. Sorry,
Shout
getting
outs
fast.
to
I do have to run very quickly. I apologize.
yeah,
It's okay.
no problem.
Thanks for
Shout
casting.
outs to the opposing team. Do it right. We play with them a pretty good bit. They're, like Jeremy was saying earlier, they're kind of like our sister team. They draft comps that are similar to ours. They don't go crazy. They draft pretty meta, and we play with them a good bit. And they got the short end of it today. But
I apologize.
hey,
I have to wrap up in 10 seconds. Speed them up. Sorry.
no
I
problem.
sincerely apologize.
That's it for me.
Shoutouts to everyone. Thanks